The New York Rangers have multiple really good goaltending prospects still left in the system. So today we're going to be taking a look at those rankings, as well as yesterday posted the top 5 defenseman rankings for the New York Rangers prospects, as well as the day before that the forward rankings. So if you're a Rangers fan, go check those videos out and definitely subscribe to this channel for daily New York Rangers content. But taking a look at my top 4 goalie prospects on the Rangers, that's pretty much all we got right now is these forward prospects. I got them ranked 1 through 4. And at number 4, I have Olaflinbaum. Now, he is a 6'2", 183-pound Swedish goaltender. He turns 23 in late July. He's been all right. He's been all right. Not good, really, to say the least. He is a second-round pick, number 39th overall back in 2018. So a very early second-round pick. And he's been disappointing, a very, very disappointing. Obviously a Swedish guy came over last year and played in the ECHL and had an .890 save percentage, 1 shutout, a 17-10-1 record, 3.01 goals against, and a .885 goal save percentage in the playoffs. He was not good at all, and he has been a huge disappointment. He really just has not been good. Since being drafted, he has not been good, even in the Allsvenskan. So he's been really bad, and that Allsvenskan is second tier in Sweden. So he's been doing really rough, and at this point, he's looking like a bust. But obviously, goalies can take longer, so maybe he can turn things around next year. Maybe he becomes some superstar, but for the most part, he's not looking too great. At the number 3 spot here, I have is Boyko. He's a 6'8" goaltender from the WHL, born in Alberta, Canada. He turns 21 in October, and he is signed under contract, so he'll more than likely probably play in the ECHL with the Jacksonville Icemen in the ECHL, the Rangers affiliate down there. Maybe he ends up being the backup in the AHL, not quite sure, but more than likely ECHL, I'd have to guess. But like I said, a 6'8" goaltender, you cannot teach height. You can't teach 6'8" height. This is a guy you draft and you try and work with. You try and get your goalie coach to go out with him, your AHL goalie coach, those kind of guys. You got to get him working with him and try and make him better. But he's got the traits to do it, right? He's 6'8". You can't teach that. So he might be something, who knows? The goalies are always hit and miss, right? So it's crazy, but we'll have to wait and see. He's a fourth round pick, like I said, 2021 draft, 112 overall. He's signed, so he'll probably play ECHL next season to start. And didn't have the best year, had a down year compared to the season before that, this past season with the Kelowna Rockets, although Kelowna was a pretty bad team in the WHL this year. 3.55 goals against, .898 save percentage, and 3 shutouts. But a 13-24-1 record. Was not great. Had 1 playoff game played against a very good team and had 921 save percentage. They lost that game. They got swept. It was not pretty, but he played solid in that one game. But the season before that, though, in 2021-2022, with the Kelowna Rockets, after being traded from the Tri-City Americans, he was quite good. A .913 save percentage, a 2.79 goals against for 2 shutouts, 28-12-4 record. So there's something to work with there. There is a reason to think that he can be good. And with that height, get him working with some good coaches. Like the Rangers do have really good goalie coaches. They might be able to pull something out of this guy and turn him into something, because that height is just insane. And if you can get him working, like he's got solid movement for that size especially. So maybe there's something there. We'll have to wait and see. But definitely he's a really raw prospect, but maybe can be something one day. At number 2, I have massive 6'8" goaltender from Sweden, Hugo Olas. I'm a big fan of this guy, and he was a much better value pick than Boyko in the 7th round of the 2020 draft. He's currently unsigned, but I believe he'll probably go back to Merrimack College for at least another year because he's still eligible for that. Obviously, he's still only 21 years old, just turned 21 actually in April, so still fairly young. He's an 02 born guy, and like I said, a 6'8" goalie, 238 pounds. He's much bigger in weight than Boyko. I think he's a much better goaltender than Tillen as well. And in his last 5 games, has a .946 save percentage. Obviously, their season's over, but had an amazing end of the season there, a .924 save percentage in the last 9 games as well. He's been fantastic for them, and he really is just an absolutely amazing goaltender. He finished the season with 21 games played, a 2.32 goals against average, a .915 save percentage, and 5 shutouts in 21 games for a 10-9 record. He was quite fantastic. The season before that had a .920 save percentage with a 10-6 record, a 2.24 goals against, and a 18 games played. So he's had back-to-back really great years at Merrimack College, and before that was playing, in the SHL for a bit. Had a couple games in the J20 National League, J20 Super Elite League. Those are the junior leagues in Sweden. So had some great games. They actually had 2 games in the top tier league in the SHL, the top tier Sweden league with Linköping. Had 2 games played, a 1.99 goals against and a 903 save percentage. Very solid guy there, and definitely a prospect to keep an eye on. The number 1 spot should be no surprise to anyone, and that is Canadian goaltender Dylan Garand. He's won CHL Goalie of the Year. He's won WHL Goalie of the Year in the same year, obviously. He's won a U20 gold medal and silver medal for Team Canada. He's won a U18 silver medal for Team Canada as well. He's a fantastic goalie. He is, 6 foot, 172 pounds. I've seen 6'1" at some places too, so about there. Not too big, but a solid size. He does not turn 21 until June, so he'll be 21 for the next season. He's a very talented goalie, and obviously played in Hartford last season. Was a former 4th-round pick back in the 2020 draft. Had 32 games played last year, a 3.01 goals against, 894 save percentage, 3 shutouts, a 13, 14, and 3 record. But in the playoffs was amazing. Had 8 games played, a 1.76 goals against. It was just a fantastic 935 save percentage. Had 2 shutouts, a 5-3 record. He was extremely, extremely good in the playoffs. And, last year with the Kamloops Blazers, or the season before that, was amazing also. Had a 925 save percentage, 216 goals against, 45 games played, 4 shutouts, a 34, 9, and 1 record. Was dominant for Team Canada that year as well. A 925 save percentage, 6-0. He won gold that year, obviously. And then, obviously in the playoffs that year as well with Kamloops Blazers, had a 17 games played, 1.92 goals against, a 933 save percentage, 3 shutouts, 11-5, and 1 record in the playoffs. He is an amazing goalie prospect and had a bit of a down year in the regular season, but was amazing in the playoffs. So there's definitely reason to have upside and hope for this guy. And he could one day be the next starting goaltender for the New York Rangers in the 5 or so years, whatever it is. He is a very talented goalie, and definitely one day will probably at least be the backup for the Rangers, but if not, maybe one day be the starter, depending on how Igor does. But Igor is still absolutely amazing, one of the top-tier goaltenders in the entire NHL. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. Just happily smash the like button. Definitely, if you haven't already, go check out the forward prospect video top 5 and the defenseman prospect top 5. Already got those on the channel. Thanks for watching, and see ya.